Hello everybody and welcome to the third episode of Chapter 1 in UI Tutorials. In this episode we're going to learn how to finalize the top toolbar, which is going to include multiple entities, and then we're going to learn how to group up, according to the, I'm going to say the X anchoring, which is going to be fun. Images and text and a lot of stuff. Let's see how it works. The first thing we have to do is define the elements in the top panel. Let's make the picture opaque, fully opaque. Here we go. So as you can see, we've got multiple stuff on the top row, which we're going to do in this episode. Let's group them up in separate entities. So we see here 1, let's go this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is tiny icon 7. Okay, so we've got 7 elements on top. Let's start working. Here we go. Bring this back to 0.15. That's good. Let's create a game object, an empty game object, call it top toolbar. That's fine. First of all, let's go with the X values of the anchoring. As any element in the UI, we have to fix the UI anchoring. Here we go. So the minimum X is going to be at the edge, which is 0. 0 to 1. And the maximum will be 1 because we're going to cover the whole area horizontally. But vertically, we're going to cover only this upper small area, which is going to be between some value and 1. So we're not going to go 0, of course, because it's all from here. So let's go 0.9, I think even more. You can see it here. See this element here? Like, first of all, let's make the maximum 1, and we can drag this one manually until we reach a place. I think this is good. Yep, that's fine. So it's 0.92. Here we go. And we zero out all the positionings. Still feel it should be slightly more. 0.3. Wait, what does it feel like? 0.3. Yeah, let's go with 0.3. It's fine. Or 2.5. Just want to be as close as possible. Here we go. So that's what we have. So we got the grouping container first set up. Let's start by adding the elements. So each element will also consist of an empty game object, and then we fill it up with stuff that we need, like images, text, whatever. You could use the horizontal group layout, but it's not optimal because in that group layout you're gonna have to fill the whole area, but we have this empty area in the middle, so it's better make it manually. So we create another one object. Let's call it energy, because this one looks like energy or something. So we have to first fill it from x0 into something, which is going to be x0, I think 0.1, no, 0.0809. Yeah, I think that's fine. And from 0 to 1 in a y, because it's going to fill up the whole area. 0 to 1. So you see it's filling up the whole parameter. As I said before, the anchor is related to the parent. So this game object has this parent. So for it, this is 0, this is 1. 0, 1. Okay. Next thing is, let's do the second one. All I'm doing is Control D just to duplicate it. So it's you can just rename it. Let's call this one, what is this? I don't know, I'm just gonna call it clans. I have no idea what this is. All right, don't blame me. I'm not a player of this game. So from 0, so the y is gonna be the same because it's from 0 to 1, but the x is gonna change along with the other elements. So it's gonna be from the end of this, which is 0.09. Yep, until let's say 0.2, no, 18, 19, 195, 196, okay, 194. That's good. So the second setup is done. Let's do another one. Let's call it party. because this is usually when you have people playing in your party. Again, we take the last. Actually, you know what? I started to think that this value should be slightly less. Yeah, that's fine. So we take we take the maximum value of that x, which is 0.19. Yeah, 0.19. Let's go here. And this one is gonna have to be, so if you get confused by setting these stuff up, right? Just make it 0.5 or whatever. Just make it any value. You can see it. Better if you make it 1, and it's gonna take at the end. So just, oh, whoops. So just drag it and drop it here. Because doing it like this or manually typing it is the same, but for me, I like to manually type the values to have, in some sense, like a fixed value. So I'm gonna go with 0.7. I think that's fine. 0.65. Here you go. So we get the party. It's controlled. So first of all, no. First of all, we have to increase this to let's make this 0.8, 0.8, so we can actually play with them manually. Here we go. Oh wow, it's almost exactly perfect. So let's make it from here until, oh, can't see it. Until here. I like this number, but it has a lot of stuff afterwards. So here we go. We zero stuff out. Let's call this, I want to say level. And the next one will be, I'm going to call it coins. It's going to start from the end of the previous one. And you can see that the anchors, you can get them by their indications. For example, you see the ones that go inside from the left to the right like this, that's the X. Maximum X. Sorry, that's the Y. Maximum, minimum, sorry, X minimum in this area, and then this maximum X. But then this is going to be the minimum Y and the maximum Y. So you can see how it changes. If I only go left and right, it's going to change the X value. If I go up and down, it's going to change the Y value as well. So let's keep it as it is and play with this. You'll get used to these stuff, don't worry. Okay, so we got the coin set up. Probably gonna bring it slightly more. That's fine. Let's zero out all this one and let's get to the, let's say, menu panel. We can have it only as 1. So we take it from the last piece of here, which is 0.90 whatever, until the end. So it's going to include this and these 3 elements. Call it menu. Actually, no need for the word panel. So we're set up, right? We've set up all the elements. And if you group them up all, you can see them. Here we go. This one here. All of them are visible. Let's start by the first one. So energy, it has an image, text, and multiple images. Gonna be easy. First of all, let's add the first image. The first image is occupying, let's put it aside, it's occupying almost half of the picture. So let's do it this way. Let's assign the starting X anchor from here until, let's say, 0, even though it's not going to be 0.5. So from 0 to 0.5. So you see, it's not exactly half, it's less than half. So here we go. I'm going to give it 4 point, actually just 4, it's enough. And then as a Y values from the start till the end. So that's fine. Sorry, from 0 to 1. So 0 out, the whole thing. Again, I don't have the pictures for this UI, so I'm gonna just put, whatever I have samples, like here we go. I'm gonna put this, that's it. Feel free to change it because I don't have these elements. I can't create them right now. So let's call it energy icon. The next thing is gonna be the upper text. The upper text is gonna be this one, which is, as you can see, it's taking from the same place up until the end. So I'm going to go with 0.4 up until 1. And from the down up, from the y-axis, it's not the whole thing, it's leaving this smaller area for the fill-up bar. So I'm going to go with 0.2. Okay, that's good. 2 is 1. So here we go. Let's decrease the size of the font. It's too large. Let's make it 40. Now it's too small. Let's make it 30. I think that's fine. Make it bold. Yep, that's okay. That's okay. Energy amount. Now the last part is, I want to say energy bars. I don't know. So this one is going to have the same as we had before for this, which is going to be a horizontal layout. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it occupy from 0.4 to 1, from 0.2, 0.4, which is exact the place here, 1, and you can manually drag this one down from 0, whoops, to 0.2, exactly. Let's zero out everything. Let's call it energy bar. So first of all, I have to create the horizontal group layout. That's good. I'm going to make it anchored in the middle center. Yes, because it doesn't look like it's going left or right. It's just centralized. Let's create an image, which is going to be this one. Again, don't freak out. We need to control the height and the width. I think I have to change more stuff. So here we go. So right now, what's going to happen is, first of all, I need to do something to add outline to it. And the outline should be, let's make it, yeah, let's keep it white. Wait, is it white? Oh no, it's white internal with the darkish. What's happening here? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna choose this one. There we go. All right, so the second thing we need to do is we need to use the width of the child. Hey, what is this? Oh, okay. Let's make it 1, 2, 5, and make it 7. Okay. And it's wait, I think I clicked the wrong button. Yeah. So here we go. Let's make this as 2, 3, 4. So what this does is it forces the child to stretch to fill the whole area, but I don't want it stretched in the Y nor the X. I want to control the whole thing by myself. So here we go. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Well, now we have to find a way how to align them together. Here we go. So we don't want them to actually spread throughout the whole thing. So you can just disable child force alignment, the width. So they're gonna attach to each other. I think I need to make it exactly the same one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. I think we got 5, right? Yeah, here we go. Let's make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we need to do is we need to increase slightly the width so it will fill up the whole area. Let's make it 5.5. I think that's good. So we've got the bar here. Next, we finished the health bar. Now let's start with the clans. Has the same thing exactly. So it has the horizontal layout group, and I'm gonna make it center middle. And let's create what I want to say is, I don't know why there's a line in here, but there's no line in these ones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an image. Of course, control this part and then readjust it. Make it, let's say 25. That's good. And then this one will be 10. No, I think 17. Yes, that's good. We're going to call this first element, and this has the color of this, whatever this is. Again, I'm using my own pictures, so let's not freak out about this. So it's first of all, we have to not do this. So here we go. We created one. How many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So we got 4 stuff. 2, 3, and 4. But we need to put some padding between them. So let's add 5. I think that's actually correct. Let's make these white because they're empty. So one thing I noticed that there's a line between the first and second one. If you see here. So let's add another image here. I call it line. I don't think it's gonna work because it's a custom thing. If I make a line and it has a different distance between, so the distance between here and here is different between this here and here. So you have to probably make this manually in somewhere where you can have to put it. I want to say like this in here. You have to make an game object and then group them inside and put that outside. But that's enough. No need for the line. We've got this running up. And this one here is technically an image with a text and an image inside. Quite simple. So here we go, the image. Again, you want to see how big is the image. So this is the layout group. Sorry, this is the canvas area. So the image doesn't take the full place. It's taking almost 80% of it. Forget the shape. It's taking 80% of it, which means let's stretch it out, which is exactly what we need, but we need to somehow bring them slightly more inside. So let's make it manually 0.1, 0.9, and from the bottom, it's actually filled up. It's not going outside. So we keep the bottom 0 and the top 0.9. There we go. I think that's enough. Again, if you have that shape, it will fill up properly. You're probably gonna have to make it fully to 1. So let's make it this way. That's this color. That's good. Background. And the second thing we need to do is need to add an image and a text inside. So the image is gonna occupy half of it. So for the x, it's gonna go from 0 to 0.5, and then from the y from 0 to 1 because it's filled. It's good. So whatever the image is gonna be it's gonna be this way. Let's use this image. That's fine. You can preserve it as much as you want. Go party icon. And the second thing would be the text. It's gonna cover from half of the x till the end, and then from the start till the end of y. Basically fill up 0.5 to 1, 0 to 1. Again, I like to type them manually. You can play with these anchors in here. Let's make this 25. Let's make it 0. What does it say? 0. Ah, you have no friends. And I want to see how is the alignment of the whole thing. So I think it's middle, it's center left, center left. Yeah, that's good. It should be the background should be bluish, dark, not cyan. Whoops. Yep, that's good. Let's make this 22. That's good. Party number. So we finished from the first 3 elements. It's quite simple. Let's go to the next one, which is levels. Levels has an image and a text. And the text is included inside. Let's make this 0.25. The image is included, sorry, the text is included inside the image. So let's create first image. It's going to be from, let's see how, so it's taking almost like quarter of the place. So let's go from 0 to 0.25. Why did I hide it? I don't know why. And then from 0 to 1, because again, the y is always filled. It's exactly how we want it. Again, use whatever you want. I'm just using this part. Here we go. We've got the level icon. Next thing we need to do is we add the background of the level text. First of all, let's make this filled, just easier to deal with at the start. So from point 2, 5, here we go, until here. But if you can see, it's not exactly filled up the whole area. It's taking from slightly off the area. So let's go and then bring it upwards a bit. Let's make it 0.1 and 0.9. So we take only 0.1 from each side, and then from the end side here we take also 0.1. That's good. That's good. That's good. And let's take the dark blue. Actually, it's just black. What I think is the ending should be filled up as well. Here we go. Level frame. And inside, we need to add text, which is going to have to be filled. So we only click on this one, Alt and or Command if you're Mac person, and click stretch. Don't get scared. This is fine because the text is too big. Make it 20, I think. What does it say? It says level something. Okay, so we write LV12. I think it's slightly bigger. Let's make it 18, maybe 16. That's good. Make it centralized. Level. Just at level. So we finished the levels. Now we are in the coins. So as you can see, the coins has an outer frame filling up the whole area, which is going to be filled throughout the whole thing, which is something I did not notice. Like I should put a full background that fills everything. So instead of putting 2 elements here, I have to have 1 element. Call it coins and menu. And I should stretch it all the way to the end. Yep. So let's add the background, which I assume is going to be filled from 0 to 1 and from 0. I want to say 1, but let's go with 95, 9. Because as you can see, it's not filling the whole area. Just make, as always, let's change the whole thing to darkest black. Actually, make it just black. Would be way much simpler. To avoid this linking stuff between them, let's just make this, just push it. You can change this value here by pushing this area, or you can simply just push it from here, minus 5, sorry, 5, or it's 2, that's enough. So with this one, you don't change the anchor, you just push it slightly offset in the left area. Let's call it background, our frame. To not get confused, we need to hide this and then see. So the coins have an image container. Inside has 3 elements, another image, text, and another image. Actually, 2 images. Or you can consider this as a text. So I'm going to consider it as a text. Here we go. Let's start creating image, image, image. That's good. So the first one, we're going to have to fill it in. Let's hide these ones first. So this one is going to have to be the whole container. So it has to fill from the, I want to say from 0.1. No, that's not too much. 0.05. It's fine. Until, let's bring it all the way here. That's fine. Actually, I want to make it exactly the same. Here we go, from here. And then from the lower part here till here, if you want to get exactly precise. Never mind the unrounded values. Let's call it coin background. And because as you can see, it has an outline, you can add the outline. So it has, I think, yeah, it has a black internals, but slightly, let's make it, let's just get the exact, because this picture is not fully opaque, I can't get the, oh, this is a new bug, isn't it? Okay. As you can see, I was using black color, but it's not exactly black. Let's delete these ones. I think it's going to be confusing. It's dark blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same black background. Just keep it consistent. Just make it 0, 0, and 0. And this one has to be, let's use this color. That's fine. Again, you can play with the opacity. As you can see, keep it fully opaque. The same thing for these ones. But again, it's a personal preference. Okay, so this is the background. Notice I'm always toggling the viewport here. So what this does, it just disables the object only from the view. It doesn't disable the game object. It just disables from the editor view. It doesn't go out in the game view. So it's good for editing. So we need to add image, text, an image with a text inside. Quite simple. Let's go. First of all, let's add an image. And this image is going to be from 0 to, let's go 0.1, from 0 to 1. Just putting rough numbers. I think it's too small. Why? Because, see, it has to be slightly, let's go even more, 25. I think 20 is enough. Here we go. This is 20. Let's add the supposedly icon of a coin icon. Next thing is going to be a text. So we add text here. So as we can see, it ends at 0.2, so it has to start from 0.2, and let's end it at 0.8. I think that's fine. Let's make it 20, I think. Is it that big? I think it's smaller. Yeah, it's smaller. Let's make it 14, and it has to be middle. Honestly, let's write the exact same number. 0, 1, 0, 4, 9, 0, dot 240. Here you go. So yeah, as you can see, the text is slightly bigger. That's fine. We've got the text coin value. The last part is going to be, I think, like adding coins, like using purchase or something. So it's technically a background. I want to say it should have the same as the, wait, what? Yeah. Damn, what am I doing? Let's keep it as this, but slightly more darker. Yep. Add coins. So inside, I want to put a text which is going to be filled, which is simple. Just click Alt, click on it. Let's write plus here and make it 20, I suppose. I think that's good size. Center. Here we go. I mean, it's slightly over, so we can probably do it this way. I don't know, but it looks fine. If you want to bring it upwards, just reduce the bottom size, so it becomes this way. Let's make it the same one. So we're good. Now we reach the final part, which is going to be the menu. Go, get the frame, coin background. Now we have to start. Everything has to be inside the frame. So the next thing is, let's hide. We have to have these 3 elements. So let's add this first, and let's add these 3. Here we go. Add icon. Let's see where this ends. This ends at 0.65. Let's start from here and I don't know, 0.7. Of course, the y is going to be the same. It's too close to it, so what we can do, we're going to drag it all over here. Whoops, wrong button. Think even more, 0.58, I guess. Let's add an image. Let's add it as this. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. Simple. If you don't want the image to be preserved, all you can do is either play with the anchors or just bring these up and down like this, so you have more control. I like to keep it preserved, it's fine, because this area is not used. So this is going to be menu icon. The next thing is you have 3 icons on top. Do I have it the same size? I think it's not that small, it should be bigger. Let's make it 7.5. Yep, that's good. It's good enough. But for the sake of it, let's make it slightly less. Here we go. The next thing would be, let's create a GIMP object, which we're going to call menu buttons. And they're going to hover all over this area here. So let's see, this ends at 75. So let's start from 75 until 1, which is going to be here till here. That's correct. So we've got the width properly. So with the height, it's going to be, let's see how big. So yeah, from I think 70, it's half. Let's try. Let's do it manually. Here we go. I think that's fine. That's very good. Let's add, oh, first of all, let's have it as a horizontal, so we don't have to worry about these stuff. We enable the width and child, so we don't have to do anything. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 elements here. Let's change them to something. Here we go. So minimize. Actually, I'm just gonna call them with their icons. This is gonna be, oh, you know what? Minimize, expand, exit. Right or wrong? Yeah, minimize, expand, exit. So that's it exactly. I had to go slightly faster than usual because I'm using the same thing over and over again, which is going to be very intuitive if you get used to it. But let's see what's happening here. So this is the UI element. Let's hide the whole preview. We have one thing missing, which is the background image. We can do it simply by right-clicking, clicking image, but just as any UI elements or any software, there's something called layering. By layering, what I mean is that something goes in front of something else. Let's have this image, for example, and have this image, right? So let's put them next to each other. Call it 1, 2. Supposedly, this is the image is coming first because it's the child number at 0, 1, 2, 3. So whatever comes first renders behind. You can see because this is behind, this is over 1, it's rendering over it. Why? If I bring it behind it, it renders behind it. So make sure to pay attention to these stuff. So let's make the image white. And since it's an image that fills the whole screen, so let's just fill the whole screen. So here we go. We just put it at the topest of a whole thing and then grab it, click this button. It's filled up. That's it. But I'm gonna choose just a different coloring so it doesn't affect the whole thing. You can do it by not including this area, which is not a big problem. All you have to do is take the lower part of this and do it this way. Here we go. Done. I think that's fine. So, proud of myself. We finished this first chapter of UI tutorials, and pretty exciting. I noticed a lot of people liked it, and no wonder a lot of programmers have deficiency in UI. I was one of them, honestly. But then when you start learning about these things, it becomes much easier to handle your way around the UI, especially for mobile when you switch from landscape to portrait. I hope you enjoyed this series, and for what I want from you guys and girls is just to send me more previews. And what I mean by previews is images like this one here. Send me a good, decent screenshot of a game which has some nice UI which I can implement with different mechanics. Not a simple one with 2 buttons, 3 buttons. Something more dynamic, even more complex than this. And I'll be gladly to nominate one of them as the next chapter. You can submit these stuff in my Discord channel, which I really suggest you join. Apart from this, if you got any more questions, please hit this comment below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.